Hi, my name is Jorge Hermoso. I am the founder and CEO of Belay AI. So we are building AI tools for climbing centers to optimize technique and safety.
So there's a lot of it's so cool to see those climbing centers, but what can you do? Like it looks like it's automatically checking the center of gravity of the body, or what is it doing?
Yeah, exactly. So the way it works is that the climber, they arrive to the climbing center. When they're about to climb the wall, they scan a QR code, they go up. The moment they come down, they already get the technique analysis in their phone. What you can see here is, for example, we're tracking the path where the climber is going, we're tracking the points of balance, we're tracking the gravity center, the extension and compression of the body, and this is all with computer vision, so no sensors required.
You just put a little camera in front of the climbing wall?
Exactly. We have the cameras here, as you can see to the right, and then these cameras are already fixed in the climbing center looking at the wall. So for the climber, it's very easy. Just scan the QR code, climb, and you get everything on your phone.
Those cameras are not too expensive?
They're not so expensive for the climbing center because they just pay a monthly fee. So they subscribe to our services. The climbing center will be our customer as a monthly fee, and then for the climbers, it will be free.
What would be cool is for the climber to just scan a QR code and boom.
Yeah, that's the way
is
it
that
works.
How it works?
That's the way it works.
They don't even need to install the app yet?
No, there's no app because right now people don't really want to install apps, so we're using web apps. So it's actually a website. They don't need to install anything, but it does feel like an app. So that is a good advantage.
So when you arrive, you do scan the QR code?
Yeah, you
and
scan
then
the
you
QR
start
code
climbing.
And you're ready to climb. In that moment, the camera connects to you. It links to you.
You can see the color of your clothes. It knows it's you.
Exactly. So it knows that you are in that wall. It's going to start tracking your movement. The moment you fall, it's going to recognize your fall. That's when the post-processing will start. By the moment you hit the floor, you're already going to have the analysis on your phone.
So you said safety. How does it help the safety? And is it for learning or?
So we're starting now with technique, but the idea is also to using it for safety, because in a climbing center or in climbing in general, people can be making mistakes. If people make mistakes, it can result in accidents. So the idea is to recognize these mistakes before they happen. For example, in belaying is the management of the rope for safety. So if a person makes a mistake in that, we can recognize it in real time and prevent an accident before it happens.
Do you want to, or is that too strange, but would it be cool to have like a speaker that's kind of like a coach, AI coach, that says, no, this,
Also
while you climb?
I mean, that can be an option for sure, using a headset and just getting the AI voice
like,
to tell you how to do it.
Advice?
Yeah, and it can be either live or it can be post-climb. So when the climber comes down, they can also just get it in a text or get it in an audio on what they can improve on their technique.
I guess, I don't know how it works, but I guess there's some few keywords you can say about the leg going in front or behind and around, and
exactly.
And to calm the climber down so they feel more confident.
Exactly. There's usually things that we say. I'm also a climbing coach myself, a climbing instructor. So there's usually things we say to the climber, and if we can say it real time to the climber, it's a good advantage. And normally, if we can combine that advice with a very visual tool, that is the best way that we can learn in climbing technique.
It's great for health to climb?
It is great for health, I would say so, yeah, because it's really a full body activity, but not only for the body, also for the mind, because climbing is a bit about being in the heights, and usually people can be afraid of being in the heights. So it's not only about health in the body, but also in the mind, because people overcome their fears, and then they can start to learn about how to feel secure.
It should be safe, right? Because you have this cable.
It is quite safe.
People don't afraid that what happens?
It is quite safe. I mean, it is a real safe system, but for the mind, sometimes it's tricky to understand how safe it is until you try so many times, and then the mind starts to get used to it.
It has to be a real person holding the cable?
Not necessarily. So when the real person is holding the rope, that's called belaying, or the belayer is holding the rope. But also we have a system like in this one, it's called an auto belay. So the auto belay is just this device at the top, and this device is just automated. So the moment you fall, it's just going to stop your fall and bring you to the ground slowly.
It doesn't make sense to connect that automatic belay with your AI analysis?
I mean, our system is already recognizing it. So in a way, when you fall, it already recognizes that you fell, and that's when it starts processing the climb.
So what's your team and what's your plan here, the Web Summit? What do you want to do next?
So right now we're looking for investment, and we're looking to expand into more climbing centers. So right now our first installation is in the largest climbing center in Oslo. This is Oslo Klatre Center. And the idea right now is to be working with them to improve our system and soon to be launching into newer climbing centers. So this is actually something very new. We're going to be launching next week in this climbing center. And from that moment, the plan is to continue scaling. Right now, we also had 100,000 euros from Innovation Norway. This was soft funding, so no equity given. But the idea is to be receiving investment November, December, January.
Do you know this climbing wall in Copenhagen called the Copenhill?
That's huge.
What could you do with us? What could you do with this? For example, if they came and say, we want it, where would you put the cameras and everything?
In that wall, it could be a bit tricky because it's so high that locating the cameras, we will need to see how to fix it. But it can be in an arm next to the wall, for example. So if the wall is here, we can extend some arms and have a kind of configuration to film these walls. If the wall is a bit shorter, which normally in climbing centers walls can be around 20, 25 meters, then it's quite straightforward to install the cameras inside the climbing center, covering all these walls.
Would it be cool to integrate with autonomous drones and then give a video to the guy at the end so they can really enjoy their climb from all angles?
Absolutely, 100%. And that also applies a lot for outdoor climbing. Because in outdoor climbing, we can be filming a lot with drones. And this is a system that when we start to scale, we also plan.
Are you going to do that? Maybe?
We really want to. We really want to. So the moment it's possible for us, we would like to explore that opportunity. It is a big opportunity with drones. I mean, when climbing is so high.
Even indoors.
Even indoors. It
just needs to be synchronized with your, and when they scan the QR code, they get the video, boom,
yeah,
at the end.
Exactly.
They get the whole statistics.
Yeah, so that is good potential for this project as well. This project is built in a modular way, in a way that right now the system is going to be an early version, but we're going to keep building on top of that through an iterative process.
So what I think could be cool, it's so easy for me to suggest, I don't know, but what could be cool is to have a global ranking of the wall, and automatically you get higher in the ranking, not just in question of time, but also style ranking, or like skills and stuff, and you can try to go up in the ranking.
Yeah, I think we can do, as you mentioned, that is a very good idea. We can do a lot of fun things with this system. So right now we have talked about the technique aspect, but with this same technology, we can also do a lot of entertainment as well, engagement. So we plan to do automated highlights. It recognizes how you move in the wall, and it gives you a ready-to-share in social media video. But also with that, we can do fun things like just recognizing style, recognizing how unique was your climb, for example, how funny it was, whatever. We can have rankings as well, and with these rankings, we can make more engagement, and people ultimately can have more fun climbing this way.
So you can be in your little group of climbers, or your friend, or your husband, wife, whatever, and then boom, they can see the video and they can say thumbs up, good job, better next time, better luck next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
And it can be also like a social media. So if you're sharing with your friends, you can be comparing your climb against your friends, and you can also be proposing challenges to them, for example. This is something we plan to do in the future.
Live streaming. Maybe people want to watch live all the climbers.
Exactly. Also
they can
for
watch
competitions.
From China, whatever.
Also for competitions, and that's our idea, that with the same core technology, it can be applied right now to climbing centers, but the same engine, the same AI engine that is recognizing the climbing movement can be applied to many other things. For example, competitions, the Olympics, or any climbing competition, and in the future to be applied into other sports as well.
And I guess you can apply your algorithm to existing videos of master climbers like Alex Honnold or something, and you just boom, you just can explain people why he's so good.
Exactly. So one of the good things about this system is that you do not require sensors in the body. We don't need to add any sensor to the body. It's just through video. So if we have a video, it doesn't need to be live. It can be from before. We can plug that video into the system, and then the system is able to do the analysis. Yeah.
Nice, to understand better their skills and try to replicate.
Yeah, and compare, because usually so many different climbers have different styles, and there's not necessarily one best style. Usually what works for me can work different from someone else. But the moment we have a lot of different climbers and we can analyze all of them, we can start to understand the strengths of each one of them, and usually we can all start to learn from each other.
And it looks so cool. I just wonder if a big guy like me, is it okay? Or there's no limit who can do it? You just need to have 2
man.
legs and 2 arms?
100%. Climbing is a lot about technique. So it's about technique and having fun.
Doesn't matter how big, how small you are.
Man, it really doesn't matter. I've seen people of around, in Norway, for example, we're launching in Norway. I'm surprised some Norwegians can be super healthy and very energetic and they can love doing sports. Sometimes I've seen people around 80 years old. They're doing great in the climbing wall. And usually in climbing, there's so many different levels in the climbs. So in a climbing center, we can have routes that are very easy and beginner friendly, or routes that are very complex for elite athletes. And usually, even if you're training with a friend, you can be an advanced climber, a beginner climber, and they can both be training together in the same climbing center, almost in the same route, just side to side. So that is quite cool.
Don't get fooled by fake HDMI products. Only source authentic HDMI products from licensed HDMI adopters and authorized manufacturers and
resellers to ensure compliance. Counterfeit or unlicensed products can cause poor performance.
Certified HDMI products undergo official testing for safety and spec compliance.
Avoid brand damage, warranty issues, and customer dissatisfaction from unlicensed products.
long-term cost savings come from reliable, genuine HDMI solutions.
Unlicensed products may lack support and pose safety risks.
Use certified HDMI cables with official HDMI certification labels.
Report suspected counterfeit products at hdmi.org/resource/infringe.
Thanks to our global partners for helping keep the HDMI brand real and ensuring consumers get the experience they deserve.